Good morning, y'all. Happy Saturday. It is the weekend. Y'all may notice my camera looks a little different. I was playing around with using the camera I normally use or using my laptop camera. And where I sit and record is my living room window. And the sun was shining, even though I closed the blind. So when I used my other camera, you could see the sun. So I was like, well, just let me use my laptop camera. But I'm so glad to be talking to y'all. I have missed y'all. I've been trying to get down here for 2 days, okay? Since all the Atlanta talk has been going on. And I was like, you know what? Everybody's talking about it. But some of y'all have let me know that we still want to hear your perspective. So I appreciate y'all and I love y'all so much. So before I get out on this road on this good Saturday to make me some money, honey, let's get into some things. So first up, I'm going to do probably a couple different videos. This first video is going to be more Bravo related. So let's get into it. Monica Garcia, the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So I've had my feelings about Monica. I've said it before multiple times on this platform, and I'll say it again. I tweeted something to the effect of Monica, she makes me uneasy, meaning I feel like she's authentic, but I can't trust anything she says. I feel like she is a good time, fun, a kiki. I also need to watch my purse when I'm around her. That's just truly how I feel. Like she gives me both ends. And I don't like when people give me those feelings. It's like you feel unsettled, almost like on a seesaw. And we never, like, there's no middle ground with her. So I understood why she felt like, okay, guys, I was part of a team allegedly that ran this troll account that was specifically about Jen Shaw, and some of y'all caught strays. I also understood why the women were like, we don't want to film with someone who's running a troll account. I see both sides of it because it is a little like, girl, again, I see both sides. I don't believe anyone is 100% right, nor anyone was 100% wrong in that. But I've always felt unsettled about her. Well, let's get into Miss Garcia. Monica Garcia slams claims she was fired from the traders over failed psych evaluation. As a matter of fact, I was going to read an article, but let me see something here. I may just pull it up. I'm sure y'all have seen it by now. Charles, I just went to the neighborhood talk and they still talking about uh Monique being passed over because they couldn't afford her number. That I pulled up the neighborhood talk and that's what popped up. Y'all. All right, I should have had the video readily available, but let's just get into the article from All About the Real Housewives. So Monica Garcia to take legal action against a blog who claimed she was fired from the traders after failing a psych evaluation. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City alum Monica Garcia is taking legal action against the neighborhood talk after they claim she failed a psych exam for Peacock competition reality TV show, The Traders. So what happened was the neighborhood talk had posted former Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star Monica Garcia, who was caught running a fake account that bullied her co-stars, was allegedly booted from NBC's Traders because she failed a psych exam. Monica commented and said, "This is actually terrible that you would post this. Complete lie, disgusting." Then she says, let's get on with the call. Let's get on. She did a video. Let's get on the call with executives together. Let's find out how good your source is. I am the source. I didn't even do an interview. Pathetic and absolutely disgusting. And then she said at the neighborhood talk, I will be taking legal action. This is insanely damaging and false. So she did a video and let it be known that the neighborhood talk was not telling the truth, child, that she was going to take legal action. It was all a lie. She didn't even get to the point of a psych evaluation. So here's my question. I want to say I did hear that you have to take some sort of evaluation. I'm going to reach out to some people and ask them. But one would make you wonder if, and I'm not talking about anybody's mental health, I'm just going by what we've seen on the television, right? How are some of these people, again, if they have to take psych evaluations, how are some of these people passing for the housewives. So did she have to take one for housewives? Did she pass that one? And in this instance, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know who to believe. She could be telling the truth. She could not be telling. I don't know. I mean, she was very clear in her video that she was going uh, again to take legal actions and that it was not true. She didn't even make it to that point. Child, we'll say it. A lot of legal action going on out in these streets here. Let's get into the Real Housewives of Dubai. Are y'all watching? I know it's only been 2 episodes, but y'all watch, okay? If not for the wealth, the luxury, the beauty of the women is enough to get me in. The story better be good. Actually, I just did a recap of the Real Housewives of Dubai this past episode with Shade in the City. I'm going to post it on my wall. They tagged me in it, but I'm going to put it repost it on YouTube, but we had a really good time. All right, but let's get into my girl, Lesa Milan. So according to page 6, Real Housewives of Dubai star Lesa Milan doesn't get the hype for gold-plated and rusting Caroline Stanbury. She's no stan of Stanbury. Real Housewives of Dubai star Lesa Milan was the latest guest on page 6's virtual reality podcast, where she exclusively revealed to us that she doesn't understand the adoration some people have for her castmate, Caroline Stanbury. I don't get it. I really don't get the hype. I genuinely don't, says Milan, who's an ex-BFF and fellow Real Housewives of Dubai co-star Chanel Ayan has become particularly close with over the past 2 years. The Mina Rose designer, who memorably clashed with Stansbury throughout 2022's inaugural season, asserts that 46-year-old Ayan's decision to buddy up with the ladies of London alum was a questionable one. I feel like I would want to be on this side any day, and anybody that rocks with me elevates. Milan goes on to say that everything she touches turns to gold. However, the Bravo celebrity, known for her quick wit, sharp tongue, and world-class shade, quips that Stanbury's glamorous presentation is a farce. Over there, it looks very gold-plated and rusting, the former Miami resident says of the British expat. Despite their fractured dynamic, Milan had nice things to say about Stanbury's recent plastic surgery when chatting with Page 6 in March. So this is what she said, because y'all know Caroline recently had plastic surgery. Well, not recently, but the end of last year or so, had plastic surgery and then had a little bit of a scare. So Lesa talked to Page 6 in March, and this is what she said. You know what? I actually have to say, in person, it looks amazing. It actually looks really good. Stanbury revealed last fall that she underwent the procedure at the hands of plastic surgeon Dr. Stephen S. Kim in Los Angeles, across the world from her home in the Middle East. Milan noted that she and her husband, Rich Hall, felt the skin-snatching surgery took years off of Stanbury's appearance. You know, my husband called her a 50-year-old influencer, referencing a jab made by the businessman during the reality show during the reality show's first season. And when he saw her the other day, he was like 25. While Stanbury and Milan certainly aren't besties today, the latter shares that she is cordial with the other. I don't have any issues with her. You know, when they say no expectations, no disappointment, I feel like I see her for who she is, you know, slithering though. And that's enough for me. I navigate those spaces accordingly. Meanwhile, she is mourning the once close bond she had with Ayan. With Ayan, it's different because I had a lot of expectations, and so she's the only one that could truly disappoint me. The details of their falling out remain unclear, but Milan is looking forward to watching her feud with Ayan unfold on screen, if only for clarity. It was a true friendship, and I think people can identify with that. Ayan and I, we were really best friends, and I can't wait to see how it all plays out. I must have missed something because I did not see it coming. So I am just as invested as the fans. Without giving too much away, Milan hints that unspoken competitiveness on Ayan's part contributed to their demise. Maybe she had some outside influences. I know from my perspective, it was a lot of like secret competition that I felt was going on that I didn't know at the time until after. While it remains to be seen if the ladies can patch things up, perhaps at the forthcoming season 2 reunion, Lesa emphasizes that she is not relishing in her conflict with the model turned cosmetics entrepreneur. In fact, she admits, I truly, genuinely loved her, and it's always sad when anybody breaks up. The Real Housewives of Dubai airs Tuesday at 9 p.m. on Bravo. I'm sad about their friendship breaking up. I mean, they seem like they were extremely, extremely, extremely close. I'm going to say this, having not seen it, right here I go making judgment, ain't seen a thing, ain't seen a piece of the rest of the season. Although if someone meeting Bravo wants to send me screeners so I could do my recaps on time, that would be great. I, unlike some of your talent, allegedly would not share them. But anyway, sight unseen, having seen it, based off of what I've seen of Ayan on the show, again, I can only go by what's on the show, I feel like she felt like Caroline was the it girl. Here, Lesa is saying she doesn't understand why people basically consider Caroline the it girl, right? I feel like she came from Ladies of London, and people see Caroline as the it girl. The show was built around Caroline, right? So I feel like Ayan feels like if she can attach herself to her, that might help her. Ayan likes being a housewife. She likes being on Bravo. Child, she be in these comments. She be just all over, which is great that at least she likes her job, right? But I feel like she felt like Caroline could help her get to the next level in the show. And I'm not even talking about necessarily business. I just feel like she feels like aligning herself with Caroline would be good for her. I truly feel that way, but I guess we'll see it play out during the season. Y'all, please watch. All right, let's get into this. The Real Housewives of New Jersey. So Radar Online a couple days ago had posted an article saying RHONJ cast on the chopping block. Teresa Giudice, Rachel Fuda, and Dolores Catania said to be safe as Bravo brass, likely to dump feuding factions. The Real Housewives of New Jersey season 14 has been scrapped. Reunion has been scrapped in favor of something more non-traditional amid unresolved tension between all the women. The shakeup has led to speculation that the cast could get a total revamp, though Teresa, Dolores, and Rachel are said to be marked safe from alleged cuts, RadarOnline.com has learned. Andy Cohen addressed the possibility of a cast revamp during an interview on Sirius XM's Reality Check. He said there was a lot of play with that one, and I think the answer is, I was talking to a cast member about this today. We are going to cross next season as that comes. Right now, we're just kind of focusing on, okay, if we're not doing a conventional reunion, what are we going to do? And what is something different that we could do? According to a source, fans may be saying bye to some familiar faces. Someone said it won't be a hard reboot like NYC, but likely they'll get rid of people from both sides because it's so fractured. The tipster noted that Rachel is expected to be invited back following her drama with Teresa, as well as Dolores and friend Jen Fessler, because they interact with everyone. That's interesting. They interact with everyone, but Teresa doesn't. So yeah, she would be invited back. I know people say there's no show without Teresa, and people always say, oh, Teresa is Joe and Melissa's storyline. Let's be clear. They have also been hers. Yes, in the past we've had, yes, she went to jail, you know, everything that was going on with Joe. But also, they've been her storyline as well for some seasons. Like, she's not just carrying. For a lot of seasons, she definitely did. Her story was the main story. They even waited for her to get out of jail before they filmed. I wonder if they would have waited for other casts. We don't know because they haven't went to jail. But I will say this, I wouldn't mind a Jersey style reboot. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. I'm actually getting a little something out of Jersey this season. And it's probably because it's low stakes for me. It's like, oh, it's Jersey. I like some of the folks. Like, I know people don't like Margaret. I like Margaret. But I also see her for her ways and some things. Let's be clear. It's not blind. I'm not blindly going in and defending. Yeah, there's some things that's like, girl, Margaret. But I like her. I don't know. We'll see. You know, there's a lot of speculation about the reboot. But then Mr. Andy Cohen has come out and said, let me put some of y'all speculation to rest. But you know, I don't necessarily trust what Andy says either. He's speaking on behalf of the network. So what is he going to say? Yeah, y'all are right about the speculation. So he came and shut down fake rumors about RHONJ reboot. Andy Cohen shut down a new report that The Real Housewives of New Jersey is rebooting its cast for season 15. The executive producer addressed a Radar Online story, which I just read, that claimed the Bravo reality show is getting a total revamp and only keeping Teresa, Dolores, and Rachel. There was a bunch of casting news about Jersey that was reported today, which was on Wednesday. None of it is true. No decisions have been made. We haven't even had any serious conversations about next season. This is what he told Entertainment Tonight. The Watch What Happens Live host went on to reiterate that anything people hear about casting in the next 6 months, it's fake, so don't believe it. Cohen also explained that viewers will understand why showrunners decided to forego a traditional reunion with the divisive season 14 cast. The finale is epic and it's great, and I'm excited for everyone to see it. And we all came to the same understanding after watching it. So I don't think it'll be a big surprise, he shared. Page Six confirmed earlier this month that producers had informed the RHONJ women that a traditional reunion wasn't happening this season due to several feuds among them. Child, so Andy is saying, don't listen to any casting news. I, for one, feel like a lot of times either production leaks stuff or they tell someone so that it can be leaked. Because a lot of times, there's times when we know it's not true, but there's also a lot of times when some of this casting stuff is true. Child, we shall see. Kim Zolciak, my God, on today, and Cynthia Bailey. They're reuniting on reality TV. Big money is on the line. Kim Zolciak and Cynthia Bailey are reuniting years after their initial run on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. TMZ has learned they're starring in an upcoming Hulu series that could put a boatload of cash in their pockets. Production sources tell TMZ Kim and Cynthia are part of the cast on Got to Get Out, a reality TV game show featuring a mix of celebs and civilians living in a house and jockeying for money. We're told Kim, Cynthia, and their fellow castmates, including Spencer Pratt, y'all remember him from The Hills? He's married to Heidi. Oof, The Hills, what a time. Arrived in Toronto this past weekend to begin 10 days of filming, which makes me feel like Cynthia got on Instagram about taking a break from social media. People were sending prayers, and some people speculated that it had to do with what allegedly went down at Kenya Moore's hair spa. This is probably the reason she's filming. Our sources tell us Kim and Cynthia's RHOA mini reunion could have been even bigger because producers reached out to their former cast member, Nene Leakes, and offered her a spot on the show too. However, we're told ultimately she turned down the offer. Nene, y'all, I know it's time to get rid of this sweatshirt. I just love it so much. Oh my gosh. This is a side note. I bought it, could fit it. Then for years, I couldn't fit it. And now I can fit it again. And I have literally worn the elbow out. I love this sweatshirt. Anyway, Nene, don't you got 25 G's to pay? Why you ain't do this show? Anyway, Hulu announced that wait a minute, let me say. Yeah, they reached out, but she turned down the offer. Hulu announced the show back in September, but the streaming service didn't reveal who would make up the cast. And now we know at least 3 of the bigger names. The premise of Got to Get Out is contestants live in a mansion for 10 days and battle for a pool of up to $1 million in prize money. The pot rises $1 every second. There are 864,000 seconds in 10 days, and players work together on challenges to boost the prize money up to $1 million. Contestants can either stick together and split the cash at the end or take the money and run. One more catch. At various times throughout each day, the gate to the property opens and a getaway car pulls up, presenting contestants with an opportunity to betray cast members and bolt with the dough. Thing is, competitors can block someone's escape by hitting a red button and closing the gate. Kim and Cynthia starred on Real Housewives of Atlanta for 3 full seasons together. Kim joined the show in 2008, left in 2012. Cynthia joined in 2010, left in 2021. Both women have made cameos since departing full time. They said now we're not saying Kim's a prime candidate to cut and run with the Got to Get Out cash she might get her hands on, but we know she could definitely use the dough. Y'all gonna be watching? There's something about Kim Zolciak, even back then. Yes, she was entertaining. but it was just something about her specifically and these group of Black women. I know that her and Nene were friends. I don't know. There's just something that always, there was a little inkling of something that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. Then I believe it was at the season 10 reunion when they were all calling her out for her antics and shenanigans and lies. And she was back there with Andy and Croy and saying what other white woman would sit on a couch full of those women and basically be pounded on. First of all, she didn't say what other woman would sit down with her cast coming for her and I'm by myself. She could have said that, but she specifically said what other white woman. That sealed the deal for me. I know people say bring Kim back, who cares? And I get it. I get all perspectives. Y'all want entertainment. I personally don't ever have to see her on a Real Housewives of Atlanta again, period. But are we going to watch this show, y'all? Are we watching as a family? What we doing? Are we catching the recaps? It sounds like a mixture of traders and a reality competition show like Survivors or something like that. Who knows? We shall see. Y'all, that was it that I wanted to talk to you. Oh, how can I forget? All right, I'm not going to go through everything. I'm just going to give y'all my opinion. Kenya Moore, the Real Housewives of Atlanta, child, they say she is suspended. So I will say this, Page 6 reported it yesterday. However, I'm sure y'all have seen Michelle, ATLian, straight from the A, has a YouTube channel and a Patreon. She reported on it the night before last night. She was actually the first one to report on Kenya's suspension. She also said that Britt hired a lawyer and because she didn't want that footage to air. And Bravo is basically, they have enough lawsuits going on. So they were kind of like, we don't want this. No, no, no. So they suspended Kenya indefinitely. I'm wondering, is she suspended during this investigation because they're conducting their own investigation? And let's think back to the Real Housewives of New Jersey and things we heard before the season started. And I think they came from Melissa's Old Nose, that account on Twitter, which has now turned around and given information to Bravo about Teresa and Jen allegedly sending screeners to her and being in cahoots to dig up stuff on their cast members. But I remember that account releasing correspondence that was allegedly between them and Jen. Aiden and Jen was saying that they got her and Danielle had got into something physical with the glass being thrown and they were suspended. They weren't filming during their investigation, during Bravo's investigation, but then they started filming again. So I'm wondering if Kenya is suspended during this investigation. Michelle said indefinitely. So are they going to make this investigation run for the length of the season? And then now I was hearing rumors that all of production was shut down while they were investigating. Michelle also said that the cast had been instructed to kind of keep away from Kenya. Now, when Kenya did her live yesterday, some of the cast was in the comments talking to her. That is a little different than hanging out and being seen, I guess. I don't know, together. I'll say this. I believe something went down, and I've said that from the beginning. Whether it was Britt actually with her mouth wrapped around a penis or one laying on her face, on her forehead, whatever. I believe something like that was shown. Because let's be clear, Michelle was invited to the event, Kenya Moore's hair spa, then, and she said she wasn't going. And I've said this before because I've seen people say she hating outside the club. She wasn't even invited. She was banned. She was invited. This is per Michelle. She was invited and she said she wasn't going to go. Then she said she was going to go. She RSVP'd. And about an hour after she RSVP'd, she got a phone call saying, hey, I just want to give you a heads up. They're banning you from the event. And basically, if you try to go, they're going to try to embarrass you and turn you away at the door. So she was invited, wasn't going to go, decided to go, RSVP'd, and then got the heads up, child, actually, you're banned from this event. So she ended up going anyway and parked outside, like parked where the event was and was filming people as they go in. So when this news broke that this is what allegedly happened, people were saying Britney wasn't there, but she had Britney on film walking in and walking out. So as much as people are saying, oh, she's hating outside the club, she wasn't invited, the reality is she actually broke that story that Britney was there. There were people coming up to her. This is all on, she's filming all this, leaving the event saying, oh my God, Kenya just showed a picture of, and then you know what Kenya allegedly showed a picture of. Michelle actually broke that story. It was, and I'm gonna just say this, shout out to Black bloggers, whether they've been in this business for years, just starting, what have you, that break news, because I've noticed that Black bloggers, especially when it comes to Atlanta, will have the news. However, people don't take it seriously until it gets to page 6 or Radar Online, a white publication. Then people tend to take it seriously. People don't want to believe it until it makes it over there. But Michelle had laid out all of this stuff well beforehand, with the first incident of it happening and then with Kenya being suspended. So shout out to Michelle ATLE, and no matter how you feel about her, whether you think she's hating on Kenya, if someone breaking news and also telling y'all this is what they're saying, this is what is happening, doesn't mean that somebody's hating on your reality. So now sometimes there are people that are like, I'm breaking the news while also letting y'all know how I feel about this person. I get it. I don't mind that. I would rather someone say, I'm breaking this news, I'm reporting on this news about this person, and yeah, I don't really like them, because I know what perspective you're coming from, versus coming from I don't dislike anyone, I'm just reporting, when you can see it's a clear bias. We all have biases, all of us, right? Just be upfront with your bias. We all do. That's human nature in life, watching these shows for whatever the reason. But anyway, so it was revealed Kenya was suspended from filming indefinitely, blah, blah, blah. Kenya posts that she's going to do a live and spill the tea. She gets on live and spills nothing. She said if she got 100,000 people, then she would spill the tea. Kenya is very strategic in her wording, just like when she denied participating in Revenge P. She was very specific with her wording. She denied participating in Revenge P. She never said, I didn't do anything. I didn't show any pictures. She just denied the Revenge P accusation. She got on her live and was like, I'm not going anywhere. And people wanted to believe, oh, see, Kenya denied it. She said she's not suspended. That's not what she said. What she said was, y'all got to pay attention to what she says. I'm not going anywhere. That could mean, because she has her Kenya Moore hair spa, we're going to see her on Instagram, social media. That doesn't mean she's not going to not be a part of the show. You know what I'm saying? So I think people want to cling to that. Just like, again, when she denied participating in revenge porn, people were like, see, Kenya denied it. She said she didn't show the pictures. That's not what she said. That's not what she said. She also said that she had bloggers make appointments for her hair spa and then cancel. So basically they take up appointment slots and then cancel. Now, I was wondering if she was referencing Michelle from Straight from the A, Michelle ATLE, because Michelle booked an appointment, showed up to her appointment, which she recorded all of it, so it's there. She booked an appointment, went to her appointment, showed us she was there, and it was closed. So she was able to book an appointment and it be closed. And I believe others have said that as well. So, listen, I haven't been Kenya Moore's biggest fan, but in the last few years, I've softened up towards her. Do I think she's been the villain in some instances? Absolutely. Do I think she's been, for lack of a better word, the victim or on the receiving end of some nasty work? I believe that too. All of it. I believe all of it to be true. Kenya isn't this innocent lamb that's being sent out to slaughter, while at the same time, she has a right to react and defend herself, especially a lot of the times, with the exception of her first season when Phaedra was defending her against the other ladies and being there for her. For the most part, she's been on her own a lot, defending herself, right? So she has a right to do that. I do find there to be a deceptiveness about Kenya. not necessarily her lying, but a deceptiveness. Like, for instance, she, back in December 2023, she tells people, I've been granted after 3 long, what'd she say? She said, after 3 long years, or however many years, how long was it? After more than 3 years of litigation, I have finally been granted a divorce. I want to thank everyone who prayed for and uplifted me when I needed it the most. I'm excited for this next chapter in my life and being the best mom I can be for my daughter, Brooklyn. But then on her live last night, she said she's a single mom. She doesn't get anything from Mark, or she doesn't get anything from her soon-to-be ex-husband because they're not divorced. Granted, could that mean that the judge just hasn't signed the paperwork? She was granted one. And I heard somebody say, or somebody made the comment, well, there's a backlog, December, and we're now in June. And all he has to do is sign the paperwork. So I just feel like, I don't know, sometimes with Kenya, it could be deceptive. I don't necessarily feel like people are truly out to sabotage her like they're. Now, there are some people that want to go out there and say, oh, look, it's not open, ha, 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 which is not necessarily cool if their intent is to try to disparage her without ever getting any services done or anything like that. However, there are some people who've had actual experiences with her salon, like the woman who posted her burn, how she got burned. In the salon, she posted a picture of her experience. She flew from Hawaii to Georgia for the Kenya Moore experience. It ended up being $100 more. And she had some issues. She got burned. Her hair reverted. She had scars on her. So there were some other things that went on. So I don't know. I will say this. Do y'all think, or I'm going to ask y'all, do y'all think if she did this, if she showed pictures of either Brittany with her lips wrapped around a penis or a penis near her forehead or whatever, do y'all think it's cause for suspension? Or do y'all think it's just a part of what the show has become? Because it hasn't always been that. These antics, props, all of that stuff at reunion, like all of that stuff. What do y'all think? Do y'all think she should have been suspended? I don't know. Again, I'm not her biggest fan, but I can say I wasn't offended personally, probably because it wasn't me. I also feel like it's low, but people go low all the time. But I didn't think it was beneath Kenya. I've said that before. I thought it was low, but I didn't think it was beneath her. People are like, oh my gosh, I feel like that is beneath Kenya to do. I get it in the sense of, girl, you are too much of a reality star. You have proven yourself. You are a good housewife. So that's beneath you in that sense. But I don't think it's beneath her to do it. Clearly, if she did it, it isn't. So I don't know. Again, shout out to Michelle, AT Alien, AKA Straight from the A. She has definitely been boots on the ground. And again, whether y'all say she's hating from outside the club, whether y'all say she wasn't invited, she was banned, guess what? She actually had the tea on a lot of these stories before the bigger outlets pointed it out. People are bringing up her feud with Funky Dineva and all this other stuff. And it's like, that has nothing to do with right now, what she's reporting on and her being accurate. So again, we'll see how this all shakes out. Is Kenya gone? I do feel like Bravo was trying to push Kenya out just based off the new cast and looking at it, even from just the looking at it and the dynamics. I feel like they were trying to subtly recast around Portia. I do believe that. And I believe that they're trying to push Kenya out, which she wants to keep her job. And I don't blame her. Who wouldn't? Even though I feel like some of the antics that she's brought to the show is like, ugh. But she has helped build. Nene put up the structure, the housing structure, and laid the foundation. But Kenya Moore certainly helped build on that foundation. And she probably felt a lot of pressure. And if some of us feel that way, that they were trying to phase Kenya out, imagine her being in it. She probably felt that way too and was like, I got to do what I got to do to keep this job. But unfortunately, it could have backfired on her. So I don't know. Do y'all want to see Kenya go? Do y'all want to see Kenya stay? Do you think it's unfair that she's been suspended? Remember, they had suspended the ladies over in Jersey, Danielle and Jen, when they had gotten to their physical altercation. So Kenya hasn't been the only one that's been suspended. What do y'all think about that? Y'all let me know. Also, let me know what y'all think about Andy and what he said about Jersey. Do y'all believe him? I do not. About there not being, don't believe any casting news. Somebody from the inside is leaking. Because some things, again, even like with the Kenya story, who would pull that out of thin air? Like, even if it's not the whole truth and nothing but the truth, there are elements to these stories that are the truth. Maybe something happened and then people run with it and embellish, but people aren't just pulling these things out of thin air. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Kim and Cynthia on this new show, Got to Get Out. Will we be watching my girl, Lesa Milan, and her fallout with Ion and her thoughts on Caroline Stansberry? What do y'all think about Stansberry? Y'all better watch Dubai, okay? And Monica Garcia. Y'all think she lying about not failing the psych test? Maybe she didn't fail it. Maybe she just didn't pass it. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I love y'all so much. Y'all, thank you for showing up and showing out in my videos and commenting and just sharing y'all's lives with me. Y'all truly don't know how much that means to me. It really, really does. I'm never going to stop saying that I'm so proud of the community that we are building, whether we all agree or not at times. Team Twirl, don't come for me, okay? Because I am willing to put my dancing shoes on sometimes and twirl, but sometimes I am not. But I truly appreciate the community that we have built in our conversations. It just really means a lot that you would take time out to watch my videos and to subscribe, because y'all make sure y'all rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel, also to the podcast. What else is going on? Please, y'all go over to the podcast app. Even if you rather watch the visual, please go over and subscribe. Follow the podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. Thank y'all for showing up and showing out, y'all, on my conversation with my good sister, Brooke Ashley. A lot of y'all have said y'all want more collabs with her. You will definitely be getting more. We've done 2 or 3 now. This is either the 3rd or the 4th. I'm excited. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to her podcast if you haven't. The Brooke Ashley. She's out here doing amazing things. So I just want to thank y'all so much. I love y'all. I got to get up in these streets and make some money, but I will be back with some more stuff that I wanted to talk to y'all about. I love y'all. See ya.